think this is a spring enrollee. You obviously kind of know what you're walking into, trying to catch up with this offense. Skill of the Big Ten. What's just been the hardest adjustment for you so far, going from Central Michigan to Big Ten?
Yeah, I mean, first couple days of camp and stuff, obviously, new playbook and everything. Obviously look at the X's and O's and stuff earlier on, it's one thing, but then actually going out and doing it's another. So the first couple days were adjustment. Obviously the speed of football here is faster as well. So, a few days in, I just really, no hesitation, just go at it each play and, play my hardest, and worked a lot better.
Kind of go back, were you a fan of this program?
Absolutely, yeah. Diehard fan, my whole family, my whole life. Grew up about 2 hours away, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and yeah, it's been my roots my whole life.
How much contact, if any, did you have with them coming out of high school?
I had my sophomore year, after sophomore season, I was a tight end, so I got recruited here, went to their camp, and then I think they got other guys and stuff, moved on, and then that was that.
Pretty easy transfer decision then?
Talked it over with my coaches at Central Michigan. They did everything was great there and stuff, but just wanted to take that next step for my last year. And it was for a second I thought about it, I'm like, what am I even thinking about? Obviously, I want to come here.
Was Wisconsin kind of always, like when you entered the portal, was this kind of a school that you were having specifically in mind? Yeah,
I mean, definitely, and hearing the news of Kevin and stuff, definitely, piqued my interest. Not really interest, that's a terrible thing that happened and stuff, but they needed a guy and stuff, and so I thought it would be a good situation.
So if someone like working with AJ Blazek now, how would you describe his coaching style and how he works with you, compared to others on this line right now?
Yeah, he's been awesome so far. I mean, pretty much every single play I hear him and behind me and stuff talking. Whether it's him, Coach Casey, Heeman, they're all coaching me up almost every play. So I always got eyes on me. Even players like Kevin Haywood, Barrett Nelson, who are two guys that are injured right now, they're coaching me up as well, knowing this offense a little better than me right now. So yeah, it's been awesome.
What was it like kind of first interacting with AJ, kind of getting to know your new position coach?
It was easy. I mean, he's a super, talkative guy and stuff. I'm a little bit quiet and reserved and stuff. So he made it easy. On my official visit and stuff, he was great, hosting me and stuff and showing me around and showing me what Wisconsin football is really about.
You were a pretty productive tight end in high school. At what point did you kind of decide, or did you know that the line was going to be kind of the route in college?
I actually was a tight end at Central Michigan for my first few months, and didn't want to switch and stuff, but how the talks go with bigger tight ends and stuff. So eventually the day came, they needed some linemen and stuff, so I switched over and never looking back.
Do you ever miss tight end?
I do. Well, every once in a while, seeing the tight ends go out and catch balls, but no. I mean, seeing them also run out and, run all over the field and stuff, I'm like, I'm good.
Hoping for some trickeration coming up, maybe?
Never know. Hope so.
I know you're quite a bit older than him, but have you been able to lean on Haywood at all, just, trying to play catch up here?
Yeah, definitely. He's been very open arms and stuff, teaching me, and also Leighton Nelson too. He's also been great in helping me. When I make a mistake or something, they're behind me, coaching me up. This is how you do it. So yeah, they've been great.
You've played in a couple of different spots during practice so far. Was there a specific area the coaching staff may have pitched that you might be a good fit at, or was it kind of, we'll bring you in, we'll see where you fit within this O-line?
I think tackle was always, or left tackle was always kind of the idea and stuff. I was at 2-3 practices ago, right before practice, so like, all right, you're gonna play guard today. So, I had to adjust there, but I played guard last season for 6 games and stuff, so I know what it's about. But just a new side of the playbook at guard as well. So that was a bit of adjustment.
Those first 6 games at guard, has that helped you at all in terms of as a tackle?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Being closer to the ball and stuff. Having 300 plus guys that you're blocking every play and stuff. They're definitely. And then you go back out the end and you're blocking smaller dudes. Obviously they're quicker at times, but also you feel like you can move them. So. Yeah.
Why did they kick you inside last year to start?
I think we needed some guys at guard and stuff, and we had a guy who could only play tackle, and he was 60-year senior, and so they moved him there, and just wanted to see how I did at guard. But then some situations happened, and I moved back out.
So going up against someone like Mason Reiger? How would you describe going up against a guy like him?
Those guys are fast, out those wide 9-techs and stuff, and that's something that I've been getting coached up on and stuff, getting adjusted to. I feel like I'm getting more confident as the practices go on. But yeah, Mason and Cheeks and DP, they're all great ends I'm going against.
What are some of the things that you're being coached up on when it comes to those, facing those type of outside linebackers or head guys?
Yeah, getting a little bit more depth off the ball, because we're teaching, get into the line sometimes when they're a little tighter as they get wider in certain situations, getting a little bit more depth so I'm not getting edge. So that's kind of that.
You obviously got a pretty quick introduction to the running back room. Just what's the excitement level for you knowing that a great block from yourself might be enough to spark a touchdown run for those guys?
Yeah, it's crazy how fast those guys hit the hole sometimes. I'm blocking and suddenly I see them fly by and they're running hard, and I got all the confidence in the world in those guys. Seeing them run and also blocking too. They're doing a great job in the block scheme as well, and seeing them lower their shoulder. It's fun to see.
Well, you're 3 weeks away from a game, and especially one in Camp Randall. But is this surreal at all? Do you kind of every day push yourself a little bit?
I might try not to get too far ahead of me, but yeah, obviously it's hard not to. Thinking about playing in Camp Randall, a dream of mine. So excited for it, and can't wait.